It's 30 days exactly to Christmas. Good morning to you. How prepared are you for Brunya? The city has appreciated against the dollar. Are you taking advantage to buy things? For you as a business person, how excited are you about this particular move? And are you also excited about the current business climate? It's a beautiful Monday morning here in the capital, Accra. My name is Lily Mohammed. You're welcome to your perfect morning companion. A lot of issues to unpack. 1,000 jobs in 2026. For you, the young person out there who should be saying that I do not, it is like agriculture, agro-processing, construction will dominate in 2026. And so you want to take advantage of the 800,000 jobs that will be provided. The USP says about 33 individuals are currently under investigation by the entity. Yesterday, in an X-Space engagement, the USP mentioned a number of things. So we'll unpack them here later on, especially on the breakfast. We'll talk about President Mahama asking senior high schools to be part of the Nkokonkete projects, especially growing crops and then keeping poultry. But for the various secondary schools, what does it mean? Are we going back to the days of feed yourself? Are they going to be self-sufficient? Will they have enough resources, enough equipment, enough implements to be able to undertake these so that it shields of certain burden of government? These are more what we'll discuss. But first, let me motivate you. Our motivation this morning is by Alan Wilson Watts, who says the only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Sometimes the things that you continuously do are not the ones that will give you the results that you want. And so you should be able to embrace change and dance to the tune of change. Hopefully, that is the surest way your success will come. Now, let me teach you how to write better English and speak better English.
Today's word might tickle your fancy, so listen carefully. SOTTO space VOCE. Sottovoce. Yes, sottovoce. It's an adverb, but it can also function as an adjective. If you say something sottovoce, you say it in a soft voice so that only people near can hear it. Let's exemplify it. The secretary gave me the Wi-Fi password sottovoce. Sottovoce.
Sottovoce. So that the people in the studio can be the ones to hear me. Yeah, but that's our word for this morning. Can see the extra tall man. Every morning here on the show, we help you speak better English and help you write it as well. Let me pump you up. It's a beautiful Monday morning, knowing very well that I told you it's 30 days to Christmas. Let's enjoy this video. All right, Captain has joined me. Captain, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Lily. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing awesome. It's
Great.
good
How
to
was your
see
weekend?
my weekend rest.
Comme ci, comme ça.
Yeah,
A bit
I had to do a lot of
okay.
studies, a lot of
I know,
rest.
right?
So it was a mixed bag.
I know, right? Nice
The
one.
adulthood must come, but hey.
Yeah, for that one for sure.
Yeah.
They didn't tell us that
And,
this day was.
unfortunately, we are no longer children, where the law will mandate our parents to provide us a food, shelter, clothing.
Those days,
you know,
those days when they were saying when you know we didn't know this
we
how
didn't
it was.
exactly.
Now, it's staring us in the face.
But how was yours, though?
Well, my weekend was calm, quite busy though. But how, in the context of how you go do one, that the self answer.
You
The
don't have
weekend
a
was
choice, right?
really, really busy, but
Okay.
those days when Bronya is coming.
Oh, I was.
It was fun those days.
Yeah,
And then-
it was the only times where we could get to eat our rice.
Yes, and your chicken.
Get akukona. Sometimes you even get eggs. You know, but today, eat it every
Nice approaching and all.
Well, some people will actually be celebrating Bronya
Yeah,
after they were released.
Yes. So, remember that on the 10th of November, right? We did indicate that the High Court in Accra, a 3-member panel, because it's a high treason case, it's a case that was dealt with by the 3-member panel of the High Court. In respect of the substantive matter, Justice Ifya Sewa Saribochi, Justice Hafizata Mariboba, and Justice Stephen Opon, they dealt with the issue, and at the end, out of 10, 6 persons were convicted and sentenced to death for high treason. And that 6 include Alan Deborah Fusu. He was convicted, sentenced to death. It was death because somebody will ask that, have we not abolished the death sentence we have?
Death penalty.
But when you offend the Constitution, which is the ultimate document or law of the state, the punishment is death. So Alan Deborah, as you can see him on your screen, was sentenced to die. Now, fast forward, January 29, 2024, after a year, his lawyers have filed an appeal against the conviction and the sentence. And on top of that, they went to the High Court for bail pending appeal. The court found favor with him, granted him bail 2.5 million Ghana cedis with sureties and all of that. Last week, Friday, after thanks, it was last week, Friday, that he was able to satisfy all the conditions. Thursday, he signed off from the High Court. Then Friday, he finished off from the prisons and was released. A moment after he was released, I caught up with him. Let's hear from Alan Debrafus.
Yes, ma'am. What God cannot do does not exist. What God cannot do does not exist. Finally, what God cannot do does not.
Yeah, so
What God cannot do.
Yes, so he's so much. He's really a happy man. So this video that you see was when he was released from the summer prisons, and he was in a car or vehicle going home. He was so thankful to God that he has the opportunity now. Like you have mentioned, the court is saying that he should be able to file all the appeal processes to the Supreme Court by April 9 next year. So at least from now to April 9, you have some temporary relief.
Celebrate when you're released.
So as for the Bruno, he will celebrate it. But the issue is as to whether his appeal will succeed. It's also another issue. But what is clear for him now is that his temporary freedom has been secured. So that is in relation to the alleged the coup plot issue or these two trial for treason, high treason. And today or on Friday, he got bail and was released.
Somebody was successful in the appeal. Was another equally successful? Agrada?
So I remember when I shared the story of Alan Deborah on our platform, somebody asked me what happened to our mother Agrada. Then not too long ago, I got an update for him. So on Thursday again, Nana Agrada appeared before the Amasaman High Court. And the reason she appeared before the Amasaman High Court was in relation to the appeal. Somebody will ask that, you're talking about appeal, why not the Court of Appeal? Yes. When you go to the circuit court and you are tried, convicted and sentenced for a crime, and you disagree with the decision, you appeal at the High Court. You don't go straight to the Court of Appeal. When it's a civil matter, that one from the circuit court, you can go straight to the Court of Appeal. So the High Court at Amasaman on Thursday sat in relation to the appeal. Remember that her application in relation to Nana Agrada, she earlier through her lawyers went for bail, seeking for bail. The bail request was turned down. The court said the appeal heard expeditiously. So the circuit court was supposed to, the registrar, compile all the records and make it available to the High Court so that the High Court can investigate the circumstances with which Nana Agrada and the lawyers are seeking to appeal. Now, on Thursday, the indication was that the records were not ready to the court. On Friday, my checks indicate that now the High Court has gotten all the necessary proceedings or the records from the circuit courts, which tried Nana Agrada. So December 4, few days to Christmas, somebody got his, let's say a month before Christmas. If Nana Agrada is successful, depending on what is lucky, it's either the 15 years will be reduced, the minimum is 10 years, and the maximum is 25 years. So it is either the court will say that, okay, we think that 15 years is too harsh, so come to 10. Or we think that 15 years is too low, so go to 25 or 20. Or we think that there's no need for you to be given a custodial sentence, then that one will also come to play. So Nana Agrada, Patricia Esiedua, will have to be at the Amasaman High Court on the 4th of December, hoping that probably she will have the opportunity to come and have Christmas with her church members. Probably they have really missed her. I can say. And
probably her husband too.
Sure. When you walk into the corridors around there, you hear people say, the atmosphere is too quiet. We need an Agrada.
I'm sure by now there'll be things flying in the air on social media, especially she'll make the news, she'll say things that will generate stories. So
throwing the shade at somebody.
You know, she's always up to something. Yeah.
Such is the law. When the law grabs you, there's nothing much you can do.
And unfortunately, if she doesn't find favor on the side of the law, my godmother will spend Brunya in jail.
Yes.
Those of us who are her
do you have plans to visit her?
Yeah, maybe those of us who are her goddaughters.
You organize and then go and visit her.
We need to organize a visit and pay our godmother a visit.
Last time I was telling you that in terms of, she changed a bit because in the prisons, the kind of things that conditions there do not allow you to use certain cosmetics and all of that. So those things, and when you go there.
If you say she's changed a bit, what do you mean?
So when you see the video we are showing, and she appears to be somebody who's very fair, isn't it?
Light skin,
but she's changed in terms of the color and all.
Oh, her complexion is. Has she become dark?
Yeah, she's become a bit dark. When I say a bit, I'm being economical with the choice of.
Oh, it means she's become darker.
Yeah, so that's how it's not. Nobody has a preferential treatment within the prison. They have rules and regulations that you follow. Remember that in relation to Cecilia Dapa's case, I did indicate that the 18-year-old patient Butchie, at the point in time when she was coming to court, she looked very light-skinned. But subsequently, when she came, it was difficult even recognizing her because she looked very dark and all. So when you get into the prisons, there are so many things that in the comfort of your home you have access to. In the prisons yard, you will not have it. But of course, when the law have access to you, the law grabs you. You just have to go through whatever is there. As you see, she looks very calm. And this was the day that 3rd July when she was convicted and sentenced to 15 years in jail. In Ghana, when we say we jail, the only place that comes to our mind is in Sawam. And the prisons are scattered all over. Yeah. You can go to Sawam and she may not be there. But I know that Nana Grada is in the Sawam prison, the female ward. So December 4, she'll be hoping that Christmas it's going to be the first time Nana Grada will not spend Christmas. Yeah, that will be some way.
Quite unfortunate. Let's look at some of the cases coming up to the OSP versus Kenneth Friata.
Yes. The special prosecutor is on it again. Remember that a few days ago we saw that a charge sheet has been filed at the court, 78 counts, against the former finance minister, Ken Oforianta. He has a middle name, and then
Nanayao Kuntunkununku.
Oforiata. Yes, so today the OSP is arraigning him. As to whether he will be physically present is another issue, but we don't know that he's not in the jurisdiction. And then the other accused person, one company, so all of them 8 before the court, their plea will be taken, and they will know the pleasure, the kind of request that the OSP will put before the court, and the kind of directions that the trial court or the court will give in relation to that. But let me just warm you up briefly to some of the accused persons that we are looking at. So the key actors in this particular suit filed by the OSP, Ken Nana Oforiata, former finance minister, Ernest Dakun Akori, former technical advisor, finance ministry, Emmanuel Kofi Nti, former GRA Commissioner General, Reverend Dr. Amishadai Owusu Amwa, former GRA Commissioner General, Isaac Krinsel, former Commissioner of Customs, GRA, Colonel Kwajo Damoa, a member of Parliament, right? Former Commissioner of Customs, GRA, Evans Eduse, CEO of SML, then Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited, the same as SML. So these are the accused persons who are expected in court today for the OSP charges, 78 counts cumulated into different charges and all of that. So we expect that they will be in court, their plea will be taken, then we'll hear the pleasure from the courts.
ADRW?
Yes. The ADRW. So within the judiciary, the 3rd term of the ADRW begins today. And this is the first time the Chief Justice, Paul Bafuboni, is superintending over an ADR week.
As the substantive
Chief Justice. And this is the 3rd term. The first term is in July, it's in March, 2nd term is in July, then in November is the 3rd term. But one is so there's a statement from the ADR directory that I'm going to go through with you quickly, and this one was from the acting Chief Justice, but directly from the ADR directory, which declared 138 courts as court that you can access.
Did you say acting Chief Justice? He's not.
Did I say acting Chief Justice? My Lord, you may have to forgive your son. So the Justice Paul Bafuboni is a substantive Chief Justice, the 16th, of course, within the Republic of Ghana. And this statement or this release states that we wish to bring to the attention of general public that the Chief Justice, His Lordship, Justice Paul Bafuboni, has declared Monday, 24 to Friday 28th, so starting from today, 24th of November, as ADR week for this legal year term. The theme for the week is adoption of innovation and technology to enhance access to justice delivery through alternative dispute resolution. The rationale for the ADR week is to afford the ADR Directorate of the Judicial Service the opportunity to engage the general public of the presence of ADR within the court system, its importance in seeking justice, and how to take advantage of such an important process for a meaningful access to justice, especially for the poor and the vulnerable. So those of you who have cases and you're struggling to deal with it, this is an opportunity for you to go through. It went on to say that it is also to afford court users whose cases are pending before the courts the opportunity of using ADR during the week under what we call mass mediation exercise. 138 courts comprising 35 circuit courts and 103 district courts shall participate by devoting the whole week for settlement of court cases within ADR across the country. So 138 courts. Let's look at the concluding part of the statement. 138 courts, 35 being circuit court, and then 103 being district courts. There will be a press briefing at the High Court Hall in the Volta region on Monday, that is this morning at 9 a.m., to mark the official opening of the ADR week. The Honorable Chief Justice of the Republic will address the media. So Justice Paul Bafubuni will be addressing the media in respect of this exercise. The bar, disputants, the media, and the public are therefore encouraged to participate fully and cooperate with the Judicial Service to make this legal year terms ADR week a success. Alternative dispute resolution has been adopted by the Judicial Service of Ghana as part of its adjudication process dubbed Court-Connected ADR. The aim of this program is to ensure that access to justice in Ghana is made easier, and the underlying words, easier, cheaper, non-adversarial. Non-adversarial in the sense that two of you walk to the courtroom and then you come out smiling. There's no adverse relationship between you. So it's meant family. You put families together and you come out smiling. And it's also very expeditious. You don't waste so much time on it, and flexible to all, particularly the poor and the vulnerable. And pursuant to the Chief Justice in the Policy Directive on the Court-Connected ADR program has instituted an ADR week in every legal term to give parties the opportunity to settle their cases through mediation and to run programs and activities to create awareness on the availability of ADR as a complement to the adjudication process in the court. And so this is signed by Deputy Director Christiana Poridemi. And so that is what is coming from the ADR Directorate of the Judicial Service. The whole week from today to Friday has been earmarked for ADR. So those of you who have cases in court, this is the moment that you have to take opportunity, especially the 138 courts, 135, 35 being the circuit court, and 103 being the district court. So all over the country. So wherever you find yourself and you have cases within these courts, please take advantage, because it is time for you to save money. It is time for you to mend your relationship with the person you have issues with. And it's time for you to also save some time, because going to court every day, every now and then, you might waste a lot of time. So by way of court today, this is where we'll leave you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, the Nusa with court today. Let's now look at Inside Out. All right, on Inside Out this morning, we touch on a very interesting topic. The Committee for Public Accountability is requesting the Chief Justice to reassign the case involving between the OSP and then Ken Ofori-Atta to another judge on the issue of bias. The executive chair for the Committee for Public Accountability, Collins Owusu-Amankwa, I'm sure you'd all recall that he at some point he was a member of Parliament for the good people of Menchia. Good morning to you, sir. Hello, Collins. Can you hear me? Good morning. How are you? Okay.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now. Your network was a bit choppy, but it's good to have you. Now, you have raised some concerns regarding the case involving the OSP and Ken Ofori-Atta. You're saying this on the basis of a perceived bias. Why? What have you seen? What has the committee seen that the public probably has not seen? You are talking about public perception.
Yes, thank you for this opportunity afforded me to add my voice to the instant case that has been allocated to Criminal Division Court 3. First of all, let me put it on record that we are in the process of submitting our formal communication to His Lordship, the Chief Justice.
Okay.
This media briefing is part of our duty to keep the public informed about the advocacy for accountability and trust in the justice system. And as a committee, which is more concerned about preservation of public interest, public trust in the justice system of this country, we think it is only fair that we ensure that there's judicial neutrality, especially which has to do with high profile cases of this nature. That's why we've come out that there's a growing public perception of potential conflict of interest. And therefore, it is only fair that we call on the Chief Justice to reassign this very case to a different court.
Did you uncover any specific acts, or you're just acting on what is seen in the public as a committee?
Yes, as a committee, we strongly believe that the perception out there is so strong, not only on social media, but in other civic platforms, that the current Special Prosecutor, Mr. Kisia Jabin, is a close associate with the very judge who is supposed to superintend this very case in Court 3, Justice Beta Nieje. And we feel that something must be done about it, because we want to ensure fair hearing. We want to make sure that there's judicial neutrality when it comes to adjudication of matters of this nature. That's why we are calling on the Chief Justice to do justice to this very issue.
Are you, as a committee, suggesting that the current judge cannot be impartial in his delivery of judgment? Are you by this suggesting that?
Not at all. Not at all. We are not making any claims that, as a committee, we are here to question the capability of this very judge to adjudicate this matter. But our position is that the perception out there is so strong, and something must be done about it.
But did your committee is on accountability. Did you independently verify the proximity of the judge and Kisia Jabin, their closeness, or you're just merely dwelling on public perception and social media concerns?
No. Our call is purely to ensure justice is seen to be impartial. And once there's a growing public perception, it is only fair that we take steps. And reassignment is a measure. It's one of the administrative steps for transparency and accountability. So what we are saying is perception sometimes leads to reality, and we ought to be very careful. That's why this intervention only strengthens, not to undermine our judicial integrity.
But
yes, so I think it is only fair that this case is well adjudicated without any form of biases, and that is our position as a group.
Okay, your position as a group, but owing to your background and the actors involved in this case, there are concerns that what you're raising are merely political accusations that you're raising. Is this politically motivated because of persons involved and owing to your background as well?
Well, I beg to differ. I beg to differ in that as a group, we have a great respect for judicial independence. We are committed to fairness and accountability and to protect public interest in matters of this nature. I mean, it's only fair that civil society organization like ours must also add our voice to. So what we are saying is that the Chief Justice, as a matter of fairness, reassign this very sensitive case to a different court in order to ensure fair hearing. Because, you know, there's a perception. We've chanced on so many posts on social media and other civic platforms. That's why, as a group, we are troubled and we are deeply worried that something must be done about it. And therefore, we are in the process of making a formal complaint to His Lordship, Justice Paul Bafuboni.
Okay. You talk about judicial independence. Is this not opening the floodgates for pressure groups to pile pressure on Chief Justice to determine court assignments? Where then lies judicial independence?
Well, your assertion is very interesting. I don't think we've raised issues of what we are doing now in other cases, except this one. So the question is, why this case? Why this case? Because now this is the general perception that the current special prosecutor is a close ally of the judge who is supposed to preside over this very issue.
Is this not?
Are you saying nothing should be done about it? Is that your position?
No, I'm only asking you that is it not a form of dictating where cases are heard on the basis of public perception? What the public says, that is what will dictate the pace of the court and where the court hears what?
No, you see, you and I know that public trust is a pillar of justice. And in high-profile cases, even unverified perception can create doubt. So this reassignment is a neutral administrative steps that helps to ensure the process remains fully credible and beyond public suspicion. That is all that we are seeking to do as a group.
Okay, so
and it's about protecting the integrity of our judicial system.
Okay, in protecting the integrity of the judicial system and then knowing very well that public perception masks the perception of the judicial system, will you want a thorough investigation or an outright reassignment of the case?
We are calling for reassignment of this very case to a different court.
But you don't want investigation to unravel whether or not there is a seeming perception of bias, reasonable bias, as the law will say?
Where they can verify those claims, but as a group, we are troubled because the perception out there is so loud that even the outcome of this very case could create doubts in the minds of the public.
You don't want the other sides to be listened to. The principle of audi alteram partem.
I mean, this is what natural justice dictates. So we have no problem. But as a group, I must put on record that we are troubled with the growing public perception about potential conflict of interest, which seeks to undermine public confidence in our judicial system. We think something must be done about it.
You raise a very poignant point about public perception. In this instance, Ghana's judiciary, do you think we have a perception problem as we speak?
Well, yes, we have, especially when it's become so loud that people are pointing and also making assertions, whether verified or unverified, and directing or aiming at undermining the very judicial integrity. I think it becomes source of worrying. And therefore, once we are confronted with such perception, something concrete must be done about it.
I don't know if you're a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer too, but I want to point you out to a case in point, the Attorney General versus Salah. The principle was established that the court's attempt to take our social circumstances into consideration. The court said there should be a real likelihood of bias and not a mere suspicion that judgment will be based in another party's favor. In the event that the Chief Justice does not heed to your event, what would you do? Will you test the law?
Well, I think we may be compared to test the law, as you just said. You see, the
I did not say. I'm only asking.
Come again, my dear.
I said I did not say. I'm only asking.
You're only asking, yes. And I'm also telling you that as a group, we are not accusing the presiding judge or the special prosecutor of wrongdoing. No, that's not our position. But our position is that, or our concern is based solely on public perception that have emerged online and in other civic discussions. And we believe that matters of this nature must be well presented. So we are only helping our judicial system in order to make sure that once a matter is adjudicated, both parties or the parties involved become satisfied.
Okay.
So this is somebody who asks as to why you will not allow the lawyers of the accused to make this case when the trial starts before the judge and then subsequently carry through these suspicions of possible bias that you talk about. Why not allow the lawyers to do that? What do you say to such a question?
Well, Ibrahim, respectfully, we are not in position to ambush the judiciary, but as a group, we're just more concerned about the preservation of public confidence in our judicial system. I think we have observed widespread commentary on social media and civic platforms raising questions about potential perceived conflict of interest involving parties connected, either directly or indirectly, to this very case. And that is the reason why we are not making factual allegations against any judge. Let me put it on record that as a group, we are not making any factual allegations against any judge, public official or institution. But our focus is the public perception and its implication for the administration of justice in this country. This is our position.
So by this, you are imputing an apparent bias.
That's what you think.
No, I was only asking if that's what you're imputing.
No, you are not asking. You are not asking. You are also expressing your opinion on this very issue.
Unfortunately, I don't have an opinion on this. You have concerns. I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion on it. I'm only asking.
Then your questions, respectfully, your question appears to be expressing your opinion on the very issue.
I'm only asking the questions that the layman would want to find out, because you are imputing a bias. So I need to ask you, upon what are you imputing this bias?
We are not imputing any bias in any form. But what we are saying is, once there's a growing perception, I mean, as a pressure group, it's only fair that we add our voice to in order to sanitize the system.
Okay.
So we are saying that profile cases of this nature must be held in an environment free of any appearance of biases. And that is our position.
Well, I guess we're singing the same song, but thank you very much. I'm sure that you say you submit a petition to the Chief Justice. When are you doing that?
Yeah. We are in the process of doing that. Definitely, as soon as we are done, you will be informed.
Absolutely.
So there's no cause for alarm.
Absolutely.
There's no cause for alarm.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's former Member of Parliament for Mention. He's the Executive Chair of the Committee on Public Accountability. Ivy, good morning to you. Quite interesting one there.
Very.
I mean, in one breath, he says they are not impugning bias. In another breath, he's talking about bias.
Yeah, he relates to public perception and social media commentary. That he cannot be categorical in saying that this will amount to conflict of interest. But interestingly, the special prosecutor is heading to court this morning for the trial to commence, right? And I'm sure the two are not mutually exclusive. Regardless of the fact that the trial will commence today, in the absence of Kendoforiata, of course, the committee can still petition the Chief Justice if need be. But again, another avenue available to the lawyers for these accused persons will be to make the same case before the judge or move to an upper process in registering this particular concern. But of course, let's see how this plays out. The OSP has a day today in court.
Absolutely. It will be quite interesting to look at that issue. But that will not do for an insider. Let me touch on a very critical issue before we go. The issue of children on social media and the engagement of their parents or guardians with respect to. There was a video that was circulating of a child taking alcohol.
Yes, there's another one.
And you see, this is not the first time I've seen videos of this nature on social media, where parents engage children, or not even just parents, but adults engage children in certain acts that go contrary to the dictates of the law. Imagine a child at that age, being given alcohol. And we have seen videos of another one where the police say that it's 5 years ago, but a man was giving cigarettes to a child.
Yes, to smoke.
And these are not isolated cases.
No.
If you go on social, especially on TikTok, you see a number of these videos circulating.
Children are dancing seductively, and instead of us cautioning them,
and parents are hailing them.
We are rewarding them by making them ambassadors. When Dishe now has a mini version, right? How did she discover the girl?
Yes.
She was dancing to songs that the lyrics should not even be repeated in a family meeting, right? The lyrics should not be repeated. Why will people go for concert and we'll see what we are seeing on social media? You see, I don't know what's wrong with us, right? I don't know what we think we are doing, right? But in the next coming years...
I shudder to think about the next generation,
Seriously.
Our moral fiber is gone.
Gone. It's good you say it's gone.
Because in the past, you dare not
Exactly.
Even when your parents are saying, indulging in all these things, and then you are seated around, you even, what do you become?
See, you are sent to go and light a cigarette. Woe betides you if you even try it on. And that's an irresponsible parent too, sending you, the child, to go and light a cigarette. But even in his irresponsibility, try. Now, adults are giving lighted cigarette to kids to smoke. They are giving alcohol to kids to drink. Kids are organizing get-together in their primary schools. A young girl dances like an adult to adult music. And instead of her whipping her, we've hailed her, and she has now become like the celebrity that other kids are looking to.
You know, sometimes. But it's good that the police administration has become very proactive.
Yeah.
However, I do not want to water down their efforts. I think that a number of these things they must critically look at, even though they point out to them and then they act swiftly. But we need to stop the reactionary, what do you call it? The reactionary way of tackling issues.
I agree.
Every time the police's minds are averted to some of these things, then quickly they react.
They move in.
Kudos to it, to them. Kudos. We appreciate them. But it means that there is a bigger picture they need to look at.
And that's what the gender ministry in a statement was relating to. That there's now going to be a collaboration and periodic updates. And so it's good. I think they should announce a dedicated line where these videos, because they will always find their way to social media. These videos will be forwarded to, and actions will be taken, and then the country is periodically updated. That will serve as deterrent. But all of us at the unit level, and I'm talking about the family level, we can do much, much, much better than we are doing. We are throwing our young girls, our girl child, to the dogs. We are allowing them to listen to music they ought not to listen to. We are allowing musicians who are notorious for composing songs with lyrics X-rated to go to our senior high schools and perform. And I don't know why GS is doing nothing about that. So we've established a factory, and we are manufacturing gradually irresponsible kids who will grow to become adults. Like you mentioned.
And that's our human resource base. Anyway, let's look at what the newspapers are reporting.
This morning, GHOne calls for peace and reconciliation as he reclaims Abene Palace after failed coup. A couple of days, there's been trouble up the hills in Kwahu. Per this story, calm has returned, but of course there's still police presence there. But the GHOne is calling for peace. And Mahama cut sword for a massive sports complex in his former school, Ghana School. Ghana School is also getting its reset.
I like that.
English Alata elders demand urgent state action as paramount dispute deepens, and Jospon Group empowers Ghanaian journalists at COP30, and Gold Board CEO Sami Jemfi to speak at the 2025 Dubai Precious Metals Conference tomorrow. And atone tenancy to us within 30 days, or Kofi Enum family urges occupiers. And it means some landlords are in trouble then. Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs overturns Adna Traditional Council ruling in Dangbe Biawe Weisoi dispute. That is it for the New Crusading Guide.
The Daily Guide says Bogosu Prestige Mine Supreme Court throws out application against Heath Goldfields. Ghana appointed Kimberley Process 2026 Vice Chair. The Vice Chair is Sami Jemfi, the CEO of the Gold Board. Ken is Ghana's answer to unemployment. That's according to Irene Natoshi Ado. Nigerian Fugitive arrested in Ghana for murder. Okay, yeah, that story was trending last week. Says GHOne is 10th Emmy Africa Ultimate Man.
The Chronicle this morning, Springfield's $280 million investment deserves state protection. That's according to Kojo Poku. Of course, you engaged him last week. Supreme Court dismisses Blue Gold and Future Global Resources, affirms Heath Goldfield's right to pristine mines. And I'm sure this should bring a finality to this. By 5-0 decision, the Supreme Court says the concession or the mining lease was legitimately given to Heath Goldfields, and that it should continue with
some of its
operations.
workers, you know, will also have some respite.
Most definitely. Now that the mine has started operations, their packages will equally be paid as well. Yes, and that is it for the Chronicle this morning. And of course, the quotation. Okay, so let me bring it back. So I give you the quotation, right? Psalm 37:28. For the Lord loves justice, and he will never abandon the godly. He will keep them safe forever, but the children of the wicked will die. So says the Lord.
Hallelujah. The new publisher says dad kills daughter over food. I saw this show. I was so sad.
Yeah, leftover food.
Charlie, world-renowned sculptor El Anatri stars at ICOM Dubai 2025. 15 petitions filed against OSP Tampuli reveals Ghana gets leadership role in Kimberley process. Congratulations to the CEO of Gold Board, Sam Agency.
Yes. The custodian, Mohammed's custodian, Supreme Court affirms Heath Goldfield's legally acquired Bogosu Prestia mine, and Jospon Group empowers Ghanaian journalists at COP30. Ganasco at 65, Mahama Kasod for major sports complex. Gold Board CEO to address Dubai mining conference today. And rejoinder, MEF fails to answer RTR requests on 2024 finances.
Okay. That should do for the newspapers this morning. Thank you very much, Ibrahim. He's my producer and head of our political desk here at the EIB Network. My name is Lily Mohammed. I take a break. I return shortly. You're welcome back. Let's bring you the sports chat. Jones has joined me. Bote man.
Yeah, Bote. We're back from Bote man.
Yeah.
And
I need to give you a Ghana name.
Hey.
Ni Bote.
Okay. I'll manage
Ni
that.
Bote, Obake.
I don't know what to say. Akpekaka. Oyiwadon. Oh, Oyiwadon is what? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Kwe. I like the kwe. The kwe is the vibe. Kwe.
Okay.
I mean,
but how did it go?
Super performance from the Super Volleyball Championship. In fact, the Niger Customs team are champions with regards to the female side there. You see, the ladies for the Niger Customs side, they beat the Ghana Air Force 3-0, 3-0. You see highlights of that game on your screens. I mean, it was brilliant from the Niger Customs team, and they showed strong dominance to pick gold. So coming first, and the Air Force came second, and obviously the Elwak Wings came third. They beat the Ghana Police in the third place match. And congratulations to the Niger Customs side. And when we move to the men's side, it was a big game. The Ghana Army, they beat the Ghana Police 3-1. Of course, the Ghana Army conceded the first set, but then they went strong and won the remaining 3 of the sets to be crowned champions of the 2025 Super Volleyball Championship. So congratulations to the Ghana Army as well. Kratos SC put together the Super Volleyball Championship. But then here is coach of the Ghana Army side and captain Daniel Benefo.
The police started very hard. Before the match, when you granted me interview, I told you we are going to use the first set aspiring to see where their strength lies. And that is exactly the tactics we use. We watch where their strength is, then we put a blocker to them. Then it works. Never be complacent. Never. Because you may not know what is coming. I was complacent the first game, and I paid dearly to it. So I told myself that it will never happen again. And the first interview, I told you that the coming back of the Army team is dangerous than the beginning. So the lesson I'll tell others is the police team knew they were stronger. Even the last match, they won convincingly. So they thought that was the magic for them to come in today. But we prepared secretly for them.
And that was Coach Armando, or Coach Mando of the Ghana Army side. And here is Captain Daniel Benefo, who lifted that trophy yesterday when they beat the Ghana Police.
Police is not a small team, but this year, because we were able to take the lead, we were able to take the champion of champions, we knew very well that today we are going to be there. We've watched their previous matches, the coaches told us about them, and we too, we know about them, because we identified that their center was very short, so we can play all the balls on him. That's why we were switching playing a lot.
Captain Daniel Benefo there. So congratulations to all the teams. It was super. In fact, Super Volleyball Championship living up to its name and bill. And we look forward to the next edition next year. And a big thanks to Kratos SC manager Mohammed and everyone who made it possible. Now, we would have all the other highlights for you for the Super Volleyball Championship on the game. All the awardees, individual award winners will have that for you. But then let's head to the Ghana Premier League. This is our own. Let's cherish our own because Kumasi Asante Kotoko and some of the other teams were played out a 0-0 draw. In fact, before that, Dreams FC, they lost to Sodro Blacks by 3-2. Hawaii United and 11 Wonders played out a 1-1 draw. Vision FC 2, Mando Heart of Lions 2, Adriana beats Brekum Chelsea 3-1. Nations FC 2, Bibiani Gold Stars 0. Young Apostles held Accra Folk to a 0-0 draw in Wenchi. And at the Century Sports Arena, Samatex, in fact, they had a penalty in the 90th plus additional time, but they missed that penalty. Goalkeeper Kamara coming big for Kotoko. So the two big boys, Hearts and Kotoko, getting draws, goalless draws in the Ghana Premier League. And the Diana Stars are still on top of that table. Now let's head to the English Premier League because Burnley beat Chelsea actually beats Burnley 2-0. Bournemouth and West Ham United settled for a 2-2 draw. Come back from Brighton to beat Bournemouth 2-1. Fulham pipped Sunderland by 1-0. Liverpool, they were beaten at home by Nottingham Forest 3-0. Wolves lost at home again to Crystal Palace by 2-0. Newcastle surprised Manchester City, beating them 2-1. Leeds United lost at home to Aston Villa by 2-1. Arsenal beat trashed Spurs 4-1, and then Manchester United will take on Everton tonight in the English Premier League. And so Arsenal are still top of the table with 29 points. Chelsea second, Manchester City third. Aston Villa fourth, Crystal Palace are fifth. And when you come down, Man United are 10th. Liverpool are 11th. Liverpool are 11th. And that should do it for the table with regards to the English Premier League. So do join us today at exactly 1 p.m. With Monica Bukari and then Joel Ichampong for all the highlights from the Super Volleyball Championship and all the updates from the world of sports. I am Jones, ADZI, and of course, the outside.
Okay. You can go outside now. Thank you very much. We're back after this break. Stay with me.
Hello, parents and guys.
You're welcome back to the show. This is still GHOne here on GHOne TV, and I am Mohammed. It's time for the breakfast review. I'll let you in on my guest pretty shortly. But the Global Info Analytics has released a latest poll which suggests a lead for Dr. Mohammed Bawumia, the Executive Director for the Global Info Analytics. Musa Danko joins me via Zoom. Mr. Danko, thank you very much for joining me. Good morning to you.
Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome. As always, we are back again. I know that a couple of days ago, your car was broken to. We're sorry to hear, but what did you lose, especially with regards to information?
The good news is that we don't keep anything on the hard drive these days. Everything is now stored on the cloud, so I didn't lose anything. The computer that was stolen will be useless. They cannot access any data from the computer.
But do you suspect this is targeted, or this was targeted?
I have no evidence to be sure of what the motives were. I leave every option open.
And is this being investigated by the police, by the way?
I have reported it, but as to whether they will pursue it further, I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. We do apologize for what happened to you. But anyway, let's touch on the polls. Your latest poll suggests that Dr. Mohammed Bawumia is leading. What's accounting for this?
Thank you very much for having me. I mean, he has led from the beginning. And if you compare the current poll to the previous poll, nothing has changed that much. Both candidates dropped 1% compared to last October poll, which means that the race is kind of in stalemate. But what we see happening is that there has been an increase in the number of people who say they are undecided. Bawumia dropped 1%, Kennedy dropped 1%, Edichum dropped 1%, Kobla Japan dropped 1%. Those numbers went to undecided voters. But Brian remained the same, and those who said they will not disclose also did not change.
Say they are undecided. You say that there's been an increase in the numbers. What do you think has accounted for this? In your engagement with them, are they still waiting for candidates to approach them? Are they not satisfied with the messaging across?
No, some of them are waiting to see the candidates.
Okay.
Others too, frankly, they know who they would vote for, but they are still waiting to see how the race unfolds. And this would depend on the messages that the candidates carry across the length and breadth of this country. They must find out which message resonates very well.
One key thing that your poll also touches on is the optimistic about unity after the campaign. I see 89%. Is this likely, looking at the extent at which they are going at each other in the campaign?
You know, sometimes the leading members of the campaign may be very antagonistic, but the ordinary rank and file members are not that much antagonistic. And these are the people who would help form the unity. They're the ones who go to house and try and campaign. They are saying that they believe there will be unity, and we should trust them.
On the issue of response to the budget, I see, are you satisfied or dissatisfied with the NPP as a party is responding to the budget? 40% satisfied, 47% neutral. Those in the neutral bracket, reasons?
Look, these are delegates. And probably they are not enthused, and at the same time, they're not disappointed. But if you look at the numbers, it means that most people in MPP are not happy in the way the party is responding to the budget. Because only 40% out of 100% said they are happy with the way they are responding. So something must happen in the way they are responding to the budget.
But you know, some people say that the budget is a quite complicated document, and so it's not an easy thing for the ordinary man to understand.
Look, we make simple things complicated. You know, when it comes to voters, it's not about complications. It's about the simple messages in the budget that they listen to, not the complications that the academia and people want to us to believe in. When they read the budget, the question is, did they increase the taxes? Did they do this? What is happening to this? There are a few headlines that catches people's mind. The rest are just for the academics. And overall, this is what they're saying. I think when it comes to voters, we should make things very simple for them. They're not that complicated. They don't want any complications. They'll pick the headlines that suit them, and they'll go with it.
The party says it will not allow for proxy voting in its presidential primaries. What's your take on this particular decision?
Really, I don't know the rationale behind the decision. And for me, you know, I'm not quite sure what to say about this proxy voting. But why would they not allow proxy voting? Are they not convinced that those proxies will vote the way they were told to vote? Maybe they're not quite sure that the proxies guys will do as they were told.
Some say it's a recipe for rigging for a particular candidate.
I really can't tell. In the past, has it been allowed? And if yes, why not again? What do they know that we don't know?
Will it have any impact on the primaries?
Not really, because look, the election will be decided by the people in the polling stations.
Okay.
They account about 90-something% of the vote. I don't think that minutiae will change the outcome of the election. It will not.
I've seen something here I'm going back to the polls that both leading candidates, that is Dr. Mohammed Bawumia and Kennedy Ohenegye-Agyapong, have lost momentum. What do you think is accounting for this? Is it that the others are catching up?
No, the race is quite stable. In fact, the turbulence we saw in the poll were in the central region.
Okay.
Where people who were not disclosing earlier were now breaking for Kennedy in a very big way. And that brought the race into a tie in central region. However, in the eastern region was a flip against Kennedy, where Bawumia made a small gain, but Kennedy dropped hugely. And the number didn't go to any particular candidate, but probably those undecided and undisclosed.
Are you expecting Kennedy Agyapong to win Central Region?
On the balance probability, it will be very, very close, and he could carry it. He could carry it. But we've seen that he will win Bota Region.
Okay. And you think that Dr. Bawumia will win Eastern Region, knowing that a candidate's home region? A different candidate, I mean.
Yes, if you look at the current polling numbers, Brian Achampong is doing 10% in the Eastern region, and Bawumia is doing quite well there. So unless there's a total collapse in his numbers, I don't expect him to lose Eastern region.
The party's biggest stronghold, that's the Ashanti region. What do the numbers say?
The numbers are very interesting in the Ashanti region. If you look at the likely model, Bawumia on 34%, Ken on 14%, Brian on 7%. But around 44% are either undecided or they will not disclose. This is going to be very, very tricky for either candidate. What I can see is that, look, Ashanti region will be all the way to the wire.
Okay. Is this your final poll, or we are to expect a final one before the primaries?
No, there'll be another one in December, late December.
Okay.
Or maybe early January.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. That's Musa Dankwa, he's Executive Director for the Global Info Analytics. I told you that earlier that my guests have joined me for the breakfast review. This morning I've been joined by Fusheni Issa. He's the Western Regional Director of Communications for the New Patriotic Party. GHOne Sama is Western North Regional Communications Officer for the NDC. He's also the Head of Public Affairs for COCOBOD. Good morning, gentlemen. As a Western Connect this morning, isn't it?
Yeah, good morning.
How are we doing?
By God's grace, we are doing well. Western region is doing quite well. What we are expecting from the government is what we are lacking.
And what are you lacking?
Our store projects that are waiting for completion.
The roads?
the rules. You know, we have uncompleted interchange, which we are expecting this government upon their promises to complete that particular project. There are other projects like Disco Fishing Harbour that we were building. It's also not completed. We have hospitals, the Agenda 111 projects. We have about 3 which are waiting for completion.
Okay.
One is completed at Bokro, which we are waiting for the government to commission or open. Then we have other projects like the road networks. Hunter West from Aguna Nkwanta to Takrady. GHOne Construction Limited is on that route. So we expect progress to be done on that particular project and complete it early as possible. The president cut a sword for Cape Coast to Takrady, dual carriage, which we are expecting the contractor to start very soon. So we are expecting a lot from the government. And then the Takrady, the Almighty Market Circle project, which upon assumption of office, the president came to visit Western Region. He paid a visit to that site, promised them that he was going to allow the contractor to come back as soon as possible. We are still waiting. The contractor is not back.
He's not back on site.
Yes, and then the Fian Kwanta Hospital, you know, we are building it to a teaching hospital.
Okay.
So the building is also waiting for completion. So we have a lot of projects.
I see Jerome smiling.
Yeah,
Maybe you have answers for me, but let me quickly ask you your thoughts on Musa Dankwa's poll.
Well, I can see you are on top of issues because the questions you were putting to him seems to me that you did the research with him. Because the MDP internal election, you asked him about the proxy votes. I'm extremely surprised at the response from the committee. Coming to a conclusion that there will not be proxy votes in the election. And I feel very sorry for it because everybody is entitled per the Constitution. We cannot jump to the 1992 Constitution and exercise our own right. You understand? We have the new Patriotic Party Constitution, but it cannot override the 1992 Constitution. And the 1992 Constitution, Article 42, tells us that everybody has a right to vote. And you cannot deny somebody his right to vote. So if the person is unable to go to the poll, maybe due to 1 or 2 issues, which you have compelled, you have written to the person that, or the release that came out, indicate that if you are unable to come, state your reason in writing and send it to the committee. If they find a reason compelling enough, then they will then give you the proxy rights for you to give to the person that you want the person to vote on your behalf. And I think that was enough. If I send my letter to you, telling you that I've traveled out of the country and I cannot make it to the poll, so I'm expecting GHOne to vote on my behalf, I think it's enough reason for you to allow me to give my right to him to vote on my behalf. And we've done that in the past. I don't know why this time around, somebody's speculation is that they are going to rig the election in favor of a particular candidate. And you find that this speculation worthy enough to deny plugs in this right. What of the past? We've been doing it in the past. Were we rigging the election in favor of somebody? Are you now confirming to the people of Ghana that you were rigging the election in favor of somebody in the past? And now when people now uncover that rigging a practice, then you now put a stop on the proxy vote. I find it very extremely difficult to handle it, because if the committee is telling me that they will not allow people to file their proxy, they should come by themselves and vote, and the person is unable to go, you've denied the person the voting right. And I don't think it's very fair.
Are you expecting some of these persons in the diaspora to seek legal redress on this?
Well, I will not encourage them to go to court, because if they go to court, it means that they are going to hold a process. because putting intellectual injunction on this particular election will then further delay I would not encourage them to go to court, but the right thing must be done. The right thing must be done. You shouldn't be listening to, you see, fair hearing, listen to both of them. Listen to the diaspora, listen to those who petition. Weigh the decision and see which one will be favorable enough. And in the past one, we have people at the polling stations. All candidates will be presented with their agents to monitor, to see to it that everything is done properly. So if you are given that opportunity to present what is your fear again? Unless you don't trust the agent that you are bringing on the poll. Figures cannot be manipulated in a room rather than a polling station. So if you have trust in your agents that they will do a very clean job for you, why do you speculate?
Okay.
So this the proxy vote, then I disagree totally with the committee. The analysis of Bawumia leading, I think it's not in news. We have made it very clear. I made my position very clear the last time that I believe that the only candidate that can take us to 2028 and win us election is Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Because he's the well-marketed candidate we all know. Those who are saying that they've not decided, I know, Musa said it. I know very well they've decided, but just that they don't want to disclose where they want to vote, they cast their vote to. Everybody, there's nobody who hasn't decided. But you see, when a phone call is put on, you doesn't know the person speaking. So most of the time, they decide to hide their voting decision. So for me, the overwhelming endorsement will come on the 31st January for Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia to lead the party again, because he's the only candidate that is in the history of this country, if you look at since 1992, a candidate, once you present yourself for the first time, will not cross the 51.
Okay.
Definitely, when you come for your second time, they'll give you the opportunity. And we believe that the second coming of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will give us victory 2028.
Okay. GHOne, good morning once again. This is our first meeting, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
How are you doing? How is COCOBOD, by the way?
Well, good morning to you and also to your viewers out there. Bringing the issue of COCOBOD, I think let me use this opportunity to salute my boss, that is Dr. Randy Abe. I am not saying this because I'm working with him as a subordinate, but when you come to COCOBOD today, the COCOBOD we are experiencing today is not the COCOBOD of yesterday. Because most people think that COCOBOD is one of the most prestigious organizations that anybody at all could be appointed, but this is not the case today. COCOBOD is saddled with debt, and we've made that very conspicuous for all Ghanaians to know and to also witness as such. Aside the debt we inherited from the previous administration, I think that the industry is not doing too well. Okay. I'm saying it is not doing too well, not because of the way it is being managed, but COCOBOD or the cocoa sector is highly not operated from our country, because all the determinants or the factors determining the success of the industry.
World Cocoa Market Price.
All right. So if you have a situation whereby prices on the international market is dropping, it will significantly impact on your operations and what have you. Fortunately for Ghana, that is 2024, we had the world market price going as much as $12,000 per ton. $12,000 per ton. But today, it is under $6,000. It is under $6,000. And what makes it even more dire for the current administration is that somewhere in October, that is 2nd October, we had a review of the price. Because the president that we have today is committed to ensuring the ordinary cocoa farmer gets a fair price. When you have a fair price, it also helps to mitigate certain challenges that the industry is faced with. I quite remember we pegged the price at $11.5. All right, so that is the exchange rate that we use. That is 11.5. But unfortunately for us, we are doing under 11. That is the exchange rate. So if you have pegged it around 11.5, and today you are doing under 11, what it means is that ab initio, every sale of cocoa bean, you are losing. Every sale of cocoa bean, you are losing. Aside that, if on the international market, prices had even sped up, you would say that, okay, fine, if the exchange rate is not favorable to me in terms of the pricing, I would hold on to the high prices on the international market so I could at least have an break even. You understand? Because we are not making profit, but at least we breaking even at this particular moment would have been.
But we're not doing under 11 though, we're doing 11.
Okay.
According to the Bank of Ghana.
Okay, so according to Bank of Ghana. So if we are doing 11 and we pegged it at 11.5. So what
still means that?
Still means that we have some 50% shortage. So every bean of cocoa that we make sale on the international market, we are losing. Coupled with a drop on the international market.
How do you show up?
Is it?
How do you show up the deficit?
You see, that's where I'm coming to. So the only thing now we can do is to increase production. So if you are able to increase production, at least proceeds coming in, you'll be able to deal with some of the expenses that you afford, that you have incurred. That is why Dr. Randiabe is very keen or particular about increasing production, and he's doing everything possible. I think that the man really needs to be saluted, because at this particular moment, let me tell you, in the 8 years of President Akufo-Addo's administration, not a time did this situation arise. Not a time. The facts are there for everybody who really wants to know would know. Never in the entire 8 years of President Akufo-Addo did we experience that. Yes, in 2017, we had a drop in prices on the international market, but subsequently it picked up. But when we were having a drop on the international market, we were also experiencing a depreciation of our currency. So which meant that if you are an exporting company, the moment you have a depreciation in your currency, when you go to make sale on the international market, you'll be getting a lot more. All right? You'll be getting a lot more. Even though it also has issues with inflation and all that, but if you are very particular and a good manager, as President Mahama and Honorable Atto-Forsen are doing, then certainly you will be able to control inflation, keeping goods and prices of goods and services a bit lower, just to help your people. So we are not in good times, but I think that what Dr. Randiabe has demonstrated over this past 10 months into his appointment, we have every belief that indeed he will be able to turn things around. Yes, he's doing that, but just that the situation keeps on changing. You deal with an issue today, tomorrow you'll be faced with another. But I can tell you, the man is such a solid administrator and manager, and I believe by the time we are to account for our 4-year stewardship, the picture will be very, very beautiful.
Well, in the coming days, I would want a one-on-one interview with him.
That's fine.
Okay,
that's fine. But also coming to the issues, the preliminary issues raised by Issa.
Okay.
All right.
With regards to
the Western region and all that. You see, I'm very happy he says that uncompleted projects. So this clearly epitomizes that indeed what the NDC was saying was in opposition, that the NPP has done very little in terms of development in the various regions. He has come to stamp what we are saying, all right? Because if 8 years, as an officer of your party in the region, you still sit on national television and says that you have a number of uncompleted projects for 8 years. Look, let me tell you, when we had no Western North and we had Western Region, President Mahama was able to complete a number of projects. In fact, one of the monumental projects we did in the Western Region was the Atuabo gas processing plant. All right, very significant, and it is contributing to the national grid and, supplying us power and what have you. Aside that, when we had one Western Region, you know the Diaso stretch, all right? Yeah. The Diaso to Ayamfrey to Takwa stretch. It was under President Mahama and then President Mills. That did it. You can't complain, you can't challenge, because I come from that part of the region. So I know it. You understand? First class road that we did. You're also talking about the market circle. I'm a tardy boy, me, because I've stayed in Amanfo, all right, in Takrade. I've stayed in Tafsi, and I've also stayed in Apollo. All right, that's where we have our house. So I know this market circle projects that you are talking about. How many years now that you started? How many years? But President Mahama has made a promise that indeed he's going to complete that hospital. Okay. And he is. When we had Western Region, we had a number of E-blocks that we completed. So we could beat our chest to say that we were able to complete a number of projects whilst President Mahama was in office. But you are here today talking about uncompleted project. Don't worry. President Mahama is not going to store any project which had already begun. It's going to continue. In Accra here, there are a number of projects that President Mahama is continuing in several regions as well. So Western Region will not be an exception. We're going to make sure that we complete those projects so that the difficulties that you have faced it will be able to. Now, on the Dankwa, on the Musa Dankwa issue, we are not too much perturbed about who represents the MPP. Okay. You understand? These are people who are known to us. Yes, as a political person, I know every election is different. Sure. And we are starting on a fresh note in respect of every election. But the most wisest people I have ever come across are the Ghanaian populace, are the Ghanaian voter. Okay. You understand? The Ghanaian voter today is so endowed with wisdom in selecting whoever will lead him or her. Not, the olden days or those days that we could say that even if you decorate, excuse my language, an animal, because the person is coming from a certain political background, that animal is going to win an election. It is not same today. You are going to be judged or you are going to be assessed based on the very performance that you put up when opportunity was given to you. But so if after 8 years,
just around 2016, the NPP was singing the same song.
You see, in 2016, the Ghanaian voter voted against NDC. And I always say, I'm not here to justify anything, but I think that President Mahama was just a victim of circumstance.
How so?
Yes, it is so because we had this 8-year rule.
8-year mandate.
Mantra that we have in our system. You understand? So in 2016, it looks as though even though President Mahama was a first-term president, your party has been in government. Yes, NDC. Your party has been in government for 8 years. Because we know that during the reign of President Mahama, Ghana saw massive infrastructure development. And you see, hold on, please.
I'm just going to correct you. You said nobody has been in government for 8 years.
No, well, I know.
It's a slip of tongue. You said so. We wanted to say beyond 8 years.
Okay, that's fine. So what I'm saying is that from 2013 to 2016, we saw massive infrastructure projects. All right, massive infrastructure project. And the moment you embark on infrastructure project, you open up your economy, creating jobs. All right, creating jobs or what have you. And that is why President Mahama has been named or labeled as what? The infrastructure king. Okay. However, because of this 8-year rule, the Ghanaian felt that, okay, it is enough. Not that you've not done anything, it is enough. Let's give the opportunity to a different person or a different political party.
Are you by just saying that after 2028, Ghanaians will say, well, President Mahama and the NDC, you have had your 8 years, so let another person come?
You see, that is what I'm saying, that we've had a shift in the way we do our things as Ghanaians.
In our political terrain.
Yes, or as voters. So now it will be based on what you put in.
Okay.
The effort that you put in. But I don't think that today, any businessman, all right, who under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Honorable Atofose, we've been able to move the dollar cedi from a certain 16 now to 11. Do you know what that means? What it means is that if the person at first would require maybe a 16,000 cedis, using $1,000, today, the person will not require that 16,000, but will require 11,000, making a savings of 5,000 cedis, which the person can either inject into his business or do other stuff, or engage in other businesses or whatever you. I'm not sure any businessman would say that economy being managed as such, I'm going to obey that one, or I'm going to ignore that one, and then go in for another government, which just yesterday, after 10 months, they messed up completely. They collapsed virtually businesses. They collapsed business because if I am unable to inject extra capital into my business because of this same dollar issue, I will fold up. All right, as a businessman, I'm going to fold up. Okay. So why would anybody?
Let's touch on employment.
Why would anybody do that?
Let me come in and
no, I'll come to you.
I wanted to.
Do you have transportation fare to come in?
No.
I like that. So give me your transportation. Okay.
Yes. My brother made some comments which I need to correct them.
Okay.
Else people listening to us may think what he said is right.
Okay.
In the Western region, I didn't concede that the previous government has done nothing in the Western region, which you are aware that Western region in terms of projects. I'm only telling you those who are the projects that are online to be completed. Okay. But if you are talking of projects that the previous government has done in the Western region, I can give you numerous of projects in the Western region that has been completed in their 7-day purpose. Okay,
and
so Western region
is not a Western region in focus.
And not more to the point, government is a continuous process.
True.
So once you started something, if not complete it, other government that takes over has to complete that particular project.
Absolutely.
So that was drawing their attention to certain projects that we've started and are able to complete, so that they will be able to go in there and then complete those projects.
Okay.
Not that we have not done anything. You know, if we are to talk of projects, you can't compare yourself to the NPP in terms of
it's a Western region and focus
because we are all from the Western region.
Let's
I can tell you where the projects are.
Youth unemployment and government's move to tackle it. In the 2026 budget presented by the Finance Minister, he mentioned that government targets 800,000 jobs in the construction, manufacturing, agriculture, and agro-processing sectors. Now, many are asking, is it going to be targeted, as we've always seen, that when these jobs are available, it is to people who have a party, who are party affiliated, who have party cards, or who know people in certain positions in the political spectrum with regards to the NDC? Is that what we're going to see?
Before I even deal with this question, I'm a bona fide of NDC.
Sure.
All right? Okay. Now, is it because I am NDC that I had that position? Yes. However, am I unqualified to be in that position? No.
That I can tell.
You understand? Yes, I can just give you all my certificate. No problem about that. You understand? So the fact is, irrespective of whether the person is NDC or MPP, the most important thing is the person qualified.
Okay.
If the person qualifies and the person is NDC, so be it. You understand? If the person qualifies and the person is NDC, Why not? I will sit here and I'll see that the job should be given to the NDC person.
Okay.
Because the person qualified. He meets or she meets all the criteria. Okay. So let's assume you are NDC, you are not. Let's assume you are NDC. Issa is MPP. All right. Both of you are holding PhD. There is an opportunity, a job opening. We are looking for a PhD holder. And both of you qualify. I am seated as a panel. I'm NDC. I know you are NDC. So you think I should give you to Musa? Hey, Issa. For what reason? Once both of you qualify.
How then do we build?
Why both of you qualify?
How do we build the country?
No, you are saying. So now are you saying that the NDC person who qualifies and has had a job, we are not building a country? Is that the case?
But why not make it one here, one here?
I'm not saying you don't qualify. If you don't qualify,
so the priority will be on party basis.
No, the priority. What I'm saying, the focus will be on whether the person qualifies.
So in this instance, the 800,000 that the government is promising, I know, I'll allow you.
Yes.
The 800,000 the government is promising, the priority will be on party affiliation.
No, the priority will be as to whether those people
But
qualify.
you're talking about merit. Okay, so there are 800,000 Ghanaians
who
qualify.
Yes.
NDC persons qualify, NPP persons qualify. But the 800,000 will all go to the NDC?
No, so what I'm saying that if myself, I'm the one giving employment.
Okay, so if you are the appointing authority.
Yes, and I could see that all those people who applied, I am able to determine that this person belongs to NPP, this person belongs to NDC, and they all qualify, in fact, of the same qualification. All right? Then other factors come into play. You understand? Then other factors come into play.
Okay.
Sewa Esquire is not here. If she were to be here, she would have understood this, that when you are dealing with the American realism, all right, you have other factors, all right, other factors which possibly may not come to play, but are determining factors at the court. You understand? So I am not saying that if an NDC person does not qualify, the person should be handed the job. That is wrong. That is not building a nation. That is not building a nation. But if the person is affiliated to the NDC, and then the person has the requisite qualification and qualifies, for me, that is why I say for me, I don't know as for any other person, but for me, if the person qualifies, why not?
Okay.
Why not? Why not give the job to the person? Unless the person does not qualify. But you see, let's deal with the issue of the youth employment. I will not sit here as a pundit or as an official of the NDC to talk the way the MPP were talking whilst in government. Because I remember, yes, in terms of, you see, during the days of the MPP, we had senior officials who were making comments like, we've created like 2 million, 5 million jobs. We are even going to import people from other jurisdictions to come to our country to come and do or to come and work because we will have job opportunities in excess and all that. Meanwhile, the Ghana Statistical Service was reporting of about 37% of youth unemployment just in 2023. They were reporting that in their report. But hey, President Mahama is not oblivious about this issue. Because right from 2007, you remember, when we first had the youth employment, it was as a result of youth unemployment, which could result in a national security threat. Subsequently, in 2015, President Mahama tasked Honorable Haruna Idrisu, then Minister of Employment, to go to Parliament, have a law to back the establishment of youth employment. And that's what we have today. I'm happy today to report that under President Mahama, the youth employment has been able to give employment of not less than 22,000 to Ghanaian youth. Not less than 22,000. The records are there. We are not saying that this is enough. Certainly not enough. Certainly not enough. That is why we've not gone to sleep. Under NIP, that is NEIP. NEIP. Erica J. Esquire, we have almost 11,000 Ghanaian youth, 10,887 Ghanaian youth who are going and who are being trained in apprenticeship. All right. And after they have become successful, they will be given startup kits for them to own their own establishment. This will also contribute to reducing the unemployment that we are experiencing as a country. Aside that, we also have other organizations, other government parastatals that, because of the 24-hour economy that they have started, agencies like DVLA, the Ghana Port and Harbour, the Passport and Office, all these agencies coming on board to create additional job opportunities for the teeming Ghanaian unemployed youth. That is why I have sat here to say that yes, in as much as we are giving or providing all these job opportunities, it is not enough, at least yet, for us to be sitting on TVs and radios, creating the impression that we've done all that there is to do. That's certainly not the case. But it is also not lost on us that we are to deal with this issue that we are being faced with, because we campaigned with it. All right? We have campaign messages and promises saying that we are going to. Let me tell you one thing. When you come to the cocoa sector, what we are doing in order to deal with some of this issue is that we are encouraging youth in cocoa farming. Encouraging youth in cocoa farming. And the cocoa farming that our parents used to do and the kind of reward they were having, it is not same under President Mahama. That is why, irrespective of the difficult moment that the industry finds itself, we've been able to give the ordinary cocoa farmer a deserving price. At least this particular situation that we do find ourselves. So we'll be going to plantation where government will secure about 200,000 hectares of land and then give to any youth interested in cocoa farming. Nothing would you purchase, nothing. Because right from the provision of seedlings, the provision of fertilizer, other agrochemicals and what have you, it is going to be free of charge, where government through Cocoa Board is going to do that, just to give you unemployment in that regard. Aside that, you'll be given a fair price. You'll be given a fair price, because today cocoa is being sold for over 3,600 Ghana cedis. So just imagine, and a promise has been made by the president and Cocoa Board that every year, certainly, there will be a review of the price. There will be a review of the price. And I know that anyone engaged in that sector will be better off at that. So we are also seeking to create employment in that regard. As you rightly said, the budget clearly stated that we will be creating about 800,000 jobs in the construction sector and what have you. And it is evident. Yes, it is evident, because when you read the budget in terms of capital expenditure, it has shot up. And when you engage in capital expenditure, it also culminates in an expansion of the economy, which do create jobs. So if under the big push, we're going to engage in construction of roads, other buildings and what have you, then it clearly should tell you that indeed the Ghanaian youth will find an opportunity where at least the person will be engaged from 2, 4, 5 years. Because when we are constructing road, the minimum years possibly maybe 2 years. All right, maybe 2 years. So if somebody is engaged for a period of 2 years, either being a consultant or having a labor or general hands or what have you, it is an opportunity of employment that we are being given to the person. Once we look around to making sure that at least we create a sustainable and well-deserving job opportunities for the ordinary Ghanaian the Ghanaian youth. So I sit here as a youth. And I'm telling the Ghanaian youth that, yes, I wouldn't sit here because my party is in government to say that, oh, when we came, we've created so many job opportunities that if you are not working, then it means you are lazy. No, the Ghanaian youth is not lazy. Never. The Ghanaian youth is never lazy. The person is only looking for the avenue where he or she would discover and also put to practice whatever knowledge he or she has acquired in school or whatever skills that the person has acquired from training. Okay, so yes, it is early days yet, but we have not been doing so bad as a new government in terms of the provision of what? The provision of jobs. But there are more room for improvement, which the government, I know, headed by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is going to make sure that at least by the end of his 4-year tenure, he will be able to give a befitting account on youth employment to the ordinary Ghanaian youth. Today, under AGRIC, we have this Nkoko Nketenkete project, which is going on. Do you know how much we spend on the importation of poultry? In excess of about $200 million. So what it means is that we are injecting $200 million on a yearly basis into a different economy. But even if we are able to cut this by half through Nkoko Nketenkete, the savings of about 100 million, when injected in our economy, will be able to create other job opportunities, whilst the poultry industry is also giving employment to people. So yes, I know there have been measures, I know there are policies which have started yielding fruit. We will continue to do more to provide that job opportunity that the Ghanaian who had faith with President Mahama and the NDC and voted for is really looking for. So yes, we are going to do that.
Yeah. After listening to my brother, what I see and hear are wishful thinking, what they wish to do, but what they have done, I'm yet to hear from that. What I'm trying to draw your attention to is the MPP campaign, NDC campaign in 2024. The NDC campaign in 2024 was centered on jobs for the youth. And I believe that is the reason why your main campaign, flagship campaign policy was the 24-hour economy, which I was expecting that when given the opportunity in 2024, January 2025 coming, the most important thing that the NDC would have put forward as a priority project is the 24-hour economy that they preach and sold to the Ghanaian people. It's all about jobs. And they were aware that Ghanaians need jobs. Ghanaians, they need jobs. That is why they were preaching job. And their communication officer for the party made it very clear that there were going to be 3 shifts for one job for the Ghanaian youth. And they believed in you people, voted massively for you because they wanted jobs. You came into power 1 year down the lane, not even a single job has been created. What you did is to lay off certain workers from the public sector. Those who were employed by the previous government.
Are you saying the NDC has not created a single
What
job?
have they done? I think when he was saying you were here, I didn't see any particular area that they have created a job. A number of jobs that have been created by this government. They need to tell me. I don't know. I don't have to tell him.
Well, but I don't respond for the NDC.
But that's what I'm saying. He has to tell me.
If you permit me,
when I finish, you can come in to tell me what you have done for the good people of Ghana. They are listening. I've not seen anything than the termination of appointment of the previous government when you came to government.
Okay.
You terminated some appointment, even to the point of going extreme by terminating some people appointment at Bank of Ghana, which they were asked to go back to work. You've not done anything done to reshift, that is, shift others and bring others in. And that's why he was smart enough to say those who were even engaged are NDC people and he's qualified for his job. That's why they've given it to him. Nobody is saying that you are not a Ghanaian. Nobody is saying that you are not qualified for the job. But the good people of Ghana who voted you into power, your own people had a press conference, NDC, in the Ashanti region, demanding job from this government, that they promised them that when they come to government power, the first thing they will do is to create opportunities for them to be engaged. They are not getting it. The good people of this country are waiting for the 24-hour economy that you said you were going to make sure that you establish. The 24-hour economy in this budget, they've allocated less than 200 million Ghana cedis to the 24-hour economy. How much are they going? And even the majority leader made it very clear in public that the 24-hour economy is not a policy that they expect that government will put it out there and then employ people. And then if they are expecting that from the government, then they should close their mind. That is the majority leader. So he has discouraged everybody on the 24-hour economy project that they are bringing. Initially, they told us that 24-hour economy, before they establish it well, they will spend about $4.5 billion for the 24-hour economy. And you are allocating less than 100 or 200 million Ghana cedis in the budget for 24-hour economy. How are they going to get the job? The job we are talking about is not construction.
Is the 24-hour economy not a public-private partnership?
You know, when we were in power and they were in opposition preaching 24-hour economy.
He will respond.
I'm coming. MPP, every MPP member, and I believe some came to your studio, made it very clear that your 24-hour economy that you are talking about is driven by a demand and supply. And the private sector is the only body that can drive the 24-hour economy. We made it very clear to them. They told us that they were going to do it and they know how to do it. So it's their policy. We should leave it to them. So we decided to be quiet. And Ghanaians also believed in them. They went to the market, told the market people that your share that you are using will operate 24 hours. When you finish, somebody will come and take over. In the marketplaces, they went to even TV station to tell the presenters that your radio station, which we all know, that TV stations and radio stations are operating 24 hours. But they told them that they were going to establish 24-hour economy for them. And I have it on video. Your own person told us that if you don't have a job in the morning, wait till afternoon, you will get a job. That's Sami Jemfi's words. If you don't have a job in the afternoon, wait in the evening, you will get a job. Today, how many institutions are operating 24 hours? And we told them that institutions that have that kind of demand, nobody will even instruct you to operate 24 hours because if the demands are very high, you need to produce. And they didn't believe in that. We told them that Ghana, even not Ghana alone, any government in the world cannot absorb the youth in terms of employment. What you do is to make sure you invest in the private sector for them to be strong enough to absorb the youth in terms of employment. You disagree with us. When we were trumpeting the policy of one district, one factory, so that if we have enough factories in this country, if we have enough industries in this country, the youth will be engaged.
Okay.
You ridiculed that particular policy and told us that the one district, one factory is just a slogan. And I have on record, some of your ministers admitted on radio station and TV station that, the NPP government promised to construct one district, one factory. At the end of the day, they did only 10 factories. Some are saying that we did only 20 factories. Let me admit, even if it's 20 factories, and every government happens to construct 20 factories in a term, do you think we are making progress or not? We are not making progress. So we believe that The private sector is the engine that drives the growth of this country. The private sector is where we should invest in. The private sector is where we should give them power to employ the people. There is no any government that can employ all the youth in this country without going through the private sector or empowering the private sector to do better. So we preach on that. We brought our policy, even though the policy was not well established, but we can have a number of factors that we mentioned.
So you admit that the policy was
yes, in the Western region like this, we have a rubber factory, Nairobi rubber factory, which is functioning. It's operating today.
It was not well established.
No. What I'm trying is that not across the whole country that we promised the Ghanaian people. We told Ghanaian people that one district, one factory. And at the end of our term, not every district has a factory, which I must admit. But most of the companies are working. If you go to Western region, Casa de Ropa, you go there in the central region, it's working. Western region.
As we speak, is working?
Yes.
What is their capacity rate as we speak?
I don't know for now.
Okay, but you say it's working?
Yes.
Okay.
And then if you go to Western region, I'm coming. If you go to Western region, you know Keda Ceramics, which is also Twyford. The phase 2, phase 3, phase 4.
Is that not a private sector?
No. It's a private sector. Being part... I'm coming. You don't know. I was part of...
Hold on.
Listen to me.
President Mohammed.
What President Mohammed?
You come in. I'll just give you a few minutes.
The company was a private company. We came to power and they partnered with One District One Factory.
Okay.
And the first phase of One District One Factory, they didn't name it Twyford. The President Mohammed one was Twyford. The other one that came to exist was a Keda Ceramics. You understand? And that particular...
Was that not a renaming ceremony?
No. Okay. It was a separate, what do you call it, a factory. That, Nana Akufo-Addo, I was part of the team that went and cut sword for that particular project.
So it was not a private sector business?
Commission with that... Yes, what I'm trying is the One District One Factory is not wholly for government.
You said to cut sword, so then you made the impression that it was a government...
No, it wasn't a government property because they invited the president and I went to him with him. And the president did that. When they were commissioning, the president was there. They commissioned and the president cut sword for phase 2. We went back again for phase 2 commissioning, which I was part of the team. We did the phase 2 commissioning in Shama constituency. You can call anybody from Shama. Nana Akufo-Addo went there twice.
How many more factories?
And then we have a Nairobi rubber factory at Nairobi rubber factory at Dabasi. That is Wasa East. It's functioning now. It's working. We have another one at Dompim.
Okay, so these are four.
Yes.
4 you've mentioned. How many districts are there in the Western region?
I'm talking of Western region alone. The factories we established.
How many districts?
We are having 14 districts in Western region.
14 districts, and you have 4 factories.
I'm not.
You
I'm mentioning them. I've not finished mentioning. You've concluded that we have 4 factories.
No, I asked you 4 so far, and you said yes.
So if it's so far, it means I'm continuing.
Okay.
Oh, you told me it's 4 factories and I accepted.
No. So how many factories do you have?
So the factories we have in the Western region, those that are working for now, there are 5.
5. Okay,
There's another one in what do you call it in Agunam Kwanta Apimenim. That is where the rubber factory is. The phase 2 of the rubber factory is also part of one.
5 factories.
In the Western region alone.
Okay.
You understand? We have other factories in other regions that are also working. So let me add.
I'm curious to know how many are in the Western North, by the way. I'll find out.
The One District One factory.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you.
You say?
Don't speak for the Western North.
No, I'm not going to speak for Western North.
He's the communications director, so he would know.
No, he will do what? He will not even admit that if there's something like that in the Western North, he will admit.
Let me come to him.
No, I haven't finished.
Oh, please conclude for me. I'm running out of time. So
what I'm trying to tell my brother is that they came at the back of youth employment and other employment. Nana Akufo-Addo under his tenure, this deliberately. When we came and we realized that there were some agitation on employment, and we remember the association, the youth and employee, is it graduates and employee this association. Nana Akufo-Addo decided to put them together, find a particular program which we call what do you call it, NAPCO. 100,000 people at a go were employed.
What was the success rate of NAPCO?
The success, most of them through NAPCO have gotten permanent jobs in various institutions.
How many? Are you able to give me the data?
No, I can't.
Okay. But do you know that a number of them were
Exactly.
unpaid?
Exactly. Let me give you one institution, one example. The Ghana Customs and Immigration.
How many out of the 100,000?
Those who...
You're giving me a specific institution, that's what I'm asking. You know
no,
the
I'm
number?
telling you that under NAPCO, those who were employed in the immigration and then the custom and service.
Are you able to furnish us with numbers?
Nana Akufo-Addo instructed that particular institution that those who were employed under NAPCO in that particular sector should be absorbed.
Okay.
And I can tell you with confidence that those who were part of that particular team were absorbed directly.
But you're unable to give us the
the figure, I can't give you the figure. But which you are aware, and everybody is aware, those watching me are aware, that particular sector was absorbed. There were other institutions that also absorbed people, and people also left through NAPCO, the experience they've gotten from NAPCO, also left NAPCO and got permanent employment from different institutions.
But a number of them too were unpaid.
You understand? Yes?
A number of them too were unpaid.
Yes, that one I admit.
Okay.
You understand? But that doesn't mean that the Nana Akufo-Addo government didn't engage them. 100,000 youth at a go. This government is yet to even employ less than... But NAPCO was established in our first year, I think I was 2017. Our first year in 2017. They are ending their first year by December. How many people have they employed so far? We cannot count about 100 people. We cannot pinpoint people who are being employed in a particular institution that we are all aware. So to me, the government is what they came with employment opportunities in promise. They cannot deliver to the Ghanaian people. So they are waiting for them. If 800,000 Ghanaian people, that's in the construction side that they are talking about, which is not permanent, is going to solve the unemployment rate. I think he's the best person to tell.
Well, the best person you said is here.
I'm really surprised. You know why?
Why? Tell me.
You've had the opportunity to sit before a very beautiful lady, and you are lying.
Look at this.
And you are lying.
Tell me what I did. Or
Yes.
what I lied. I
You
lied
see,
on.
I remember somewhere in 2000 when I was in Nazareth School, Aponwa.
Aponwa?
Yes, we went for excursion.
Which school?
Nazareth.
We went for excursion at the rubber factory.
Which one?
Oh, you're asking me which one?
Which one? Which of the rubber?
You asked me which one? How many rubber factories do you have in Takrade?
We are having two.
Oh, Ghana Rubber Estate Company.
Mention it, but we are having two rubber factories, which are not. We are not aware.
They have
No,
two.
hold on. This is exactly the one that he quoted and said that phase 2.
Which one?
Oh, you're telling me that the phase
You are
2
not
of the
in
Ghana
Western
Rubber...
region. You are not even aware. You have a smartphone with you, which we have internet loaded on your phone for free. You cannot even Google to tell me that this is what is happening.
I kept mute.
But you don't lie because you kept mute. You should lie and I'll be quiet.
Please allow him.
Oh, Fuseni. Fuseni.
When you were talking, he was quiet.
You're a gentleman. Don't do that. You see, but this posture of yours should be the posture of a government communicator. You know why? Because I should be even under pressure just to proving people wrong or to prove you wrong, making some conjectures and then spewing falsehood and what have you just to make my government look good. But you know, this type of communication is way gone. And that is not what President Mahama had told us to do as communicators when we appear on TV. Okay, you are not to lie to make the government look good because you'll be exposed. And when the expose comes, you'll be embarrassed. Look, on record, we've not spent a year, all right? We are barely 10 months or so
10 months.
in office, all right? We've not spent a year. You can even say 11 months, no problem about that. In government, we've not spent a year. Number 2, I sat here and I told you to your ears that yes, I wouldn't sit here to create the impression that when we came, what you people were saying that 5 million jobs have been created for the Ghanaian youth, Whereas you were lying even amongst yourself. Some saying 1 million, 1.8, some saying 5 million. I can quote you, don't look at me. What Dr. Baumia and then the former Greek minister and everybody said. It's here. A plethora of lies. I could have just tell you. But I'm being charitable by just boxing all them together for you to know that you people lie. I won't sit here to engage in that. I will not do that. But I was able to tell you factually that under my boss Malik, we've been able to create over 22,000 jobs to the Ghanaian youth. And,
in 2025 alone?
Yes, in 2025 alone.
Okay.
In 2025 alone. Fact and figures. About 22,000 jobs. Under Eric, that is NEIP, 10,887 beneficiaries. They are also there. They've had opportunity. As I speak to you, you know that almost 4,000, about 4,000 Ghanaian youths.
But the 1 year report for mid-2025 said that it has created 40,000 jobs. You're saying 22,000.
So if I say at least, so it means I'm charitable. All right, if I say at least.
The 1 year report, mid-year 2025.
Yeah, so if I say at least, so which means that I've even been left behind because I was.
You are charitable.
You understand? But I am just being so careful not to tread on the trajectory of the MPP when they were in government. No, I wouldn't do that. You understand? Look, I can tell you, as I sit here, the next time I meet you, I can give you the job opportunities that Cocoa Board has even given to the Ghanaian youth.
Okay.
I can sit here and give you.
Okay.
So there are other sectors.
But you can equally mention it.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying, that I would have to consult all the subsidiaries because Cocoa Board has subsidiaries. You understand? Okay. So I'll have to call for all the opportunities. But by
mid-year, do you have the figures for mid-year?
All the opportunities that they have given. Cocoa Board has created no less than 100.
100,000?
No, 100.
100. Okay, 100 jobs.
Yes, 100 jobs.
Okay.
For the ordinary Ghanaian youth.
As an establishment? Okay.
Yes. No less than 100.
Okay.
That one I can sit here and I can call for the document and give you.
Okay.
Hold on, please hold on. Please hold on. You were asking about Western North. If there's anything there, I'm telling you, there is no. Western North has 9 districts. I mean, we have 3 municipalities and then 6 districts. None of this district has any operational 1 district, 1 factory. We have an elephant establishment at Akontomra.
You say,
I'm telling you. So if I say we have an elephant establishment at Akontomra, all right, which is supposed to be a rice factory, but has not even produced 5 bags of rice.
Okay.
Has not even produced 5 bags of rice. Aside that establishment that they have there, that is not operational. That is even has posed as what? Has caused what do you call it? Financial loss to the state. Okay. None of the district or municipality has any factory working. So the promise you just gave was a horse. The promise you gave was a horse. It never materialized in our region. But I will continue to say, I will continue to say that the Ghanaian youth should have faith.
Time, unfortunately.
The Ghanaian youth should have faith in the NDC.
Unfortunately, I have other interviews.
I have something here.
No, there's nothing that you have. You know the stuff that I have.
Do you know?
Anyway,
he's deliberately distracting.
I am not
deliberately expose him.
Okay,
what is it? What is it? Is here is that you yourself can read it. Look at the grill issue that I raised.
Okay.
I'm listening. Just look at the factory, the phase 1.
Okay.
When was it established?
2021, phase 1.
Yes.
Final phase is expected to be completed by 2027.
Good.
Okay.
So if you are not in Western again, please.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much for sharing this. As Western Regional Communications Director by the New Patriotic Party.
You don't lie.
Sam is Western North Regional Communications Director for the NDC. He's also the head of public affairs for Cocoa Board. My name is Lily Mohammed. When I come back, I sit with
Yanya so and near me fear I have been don't come in.
Back to the show. This is still G today here on GHOne TV. Let's talk about a very fluid conversation, the Galamsey fight. Many in the opposition say that this government is pretending to fight Galamsey. The media relations officer for the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Pakwesi Shandov, joins me. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Good morning.
Good morning. Where are we? Our Galamsey fight. Are we on course? Are you pretending to fight Galamsey?
Of course, we are not pretending at all. But first of all, good morning to yourself and to the rest of our listeners. Before we delve into the substance of this morning's conversations, I feel that I'm compelled to extend the condolences of the minister and the whole ministry to the 9-month soldier who last week died in the course of the Obuasi accident. Yeah, it's something that the ministry takes very seriously. Private Safo Japan Collins is the name, and as of now, yes, the ministry has had cause to visit the family. The only good news is that the other 4 individuals who were in that accident are stable now, and we even understand that they have been discharged. But the ministry is now embarking on an investigation to really establish the cause of that particular accident. That would influence if the operational protocols of 9 months have to be reviewed or otherwise. So that is just by way of an update
how
in that
long
respect.
do you anticipate this report is going to take?
It should be, the last time I commented on it, I did say that this week. Let's look at this
by
week.
end of this week?
Yeah, because we need to fast track and then we move away from that. Now, back to the question, are we pretending to be fighting?
Before you go to the fight against Galamsey,
Right.
the private soldier involved, is there any dispensation, special for his family?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Now, the minister takes the matter very seriously.
Okay.
In fact, if I were to paint a picture of how he was when he got the news, he was very distraught. We saw his mood. It wasn't something he was particularly excited about at all. And that is what also subsequently informed his visit to the family. What we are doing now is to make relevant arrangements to ensure that, yes, we honor him, but then he has also left, a family behind. And so there's a dispensation to accommodate for that, and in due course would communicate the actual details. But yes, we sympathize with the entirety of the family. The whole ministry extends their good wishes in that respect.
Now let's talk about, now that we're on these issues, there were attacks on some NIMOS officials. Where are we on that?
Yes, I'm sure you're referring to Shidiem. That is last week. Yes, the investigations are ongoing. I think somewhere last 2 weeks, the military had cause to survey the community, did some intelligence gathering. We are looking out to fish out the offenders, because if men and women devote themselves to making the environment safe, I think the last thing we should do to them is to attack them. For whatever reason, even if we have disagreements, I believe that there are forums where we can address all of those grievances. But to pounce on them, to inflict injury and cause them discomfort, I think that is not the way to go. So investigations are ongoing. I want to believe that very soon we'll have closure on that one as well. But nobody who is implicated will be spared, because, people cannot be sacrificing their lives, their families to fight illegal mining. Then society fights them back. I don't think it's something that will be tolerated. I don't think so.
Would you then say the joint military police swoop in these 2 regions were justified?
For the fact that it was to gather intelligence to boost and aid the investigation, of course, very much justified, because the attack was, essentially communal. From the footages that we saw, and even from the specific report from the Director of Operations of NIMOS, it appeared that it was, if you like, the whole community that came out to confront them. And so the swoop was justified, because it's all about intelligence gathering. You can't arrest everybody in the community, but if you go there based on the interrogations and enquiries, you get enough information to help you fish out the actual culprits, and that is what is currently ongoing at the moment.
Do we have a total list of miners arrested so far? Do you have a data on your table?
Is it with respect to that incident? No. Or?
I know that NIMOS has done a number of arrests in the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Do we have adequate data?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many people
we do? So as of now, per the last check, we have about 1,500 arrests that have been effected from the time.
Within a space of
from the time NIMOS came into operational force, somewhere from, I believe, March up till now, if you look at the totality of their operations, you're looking at about some 1,500 arrests that have been effected. But there is a variance between, a distinction between those who have been arrested and then those who have been prosecuted. The two are not the same. For that record, yes, that record, the Attorney General is yet to update us on that. The challenge is,
but have there been any prosecutions whatsoever from March till now?
Yes, the prosecutions are at various levels. Okay. The thing is, generally in our justice dispensation system, sometimes it's a bit complex and maybe slightly slow. It becomes sturdy a little, and that is why even now we are rolling out and setting up the specialized tribunals that are designed to fast track the prosecutions with respect to illegal mining, because really, if you caught anybody in that act, if you really want to deal decisively with the menace, the prosecutions must be expeditiously done. But most of the times, they become a little bit held down. It makes the whole process a bit complicated, and so we want to clear the system. The bill, of course, has been discussed extensively at cabinet. It will move to parliament. Then we set up the courts to clear the backlog. But the specific number on those who have been prosecuted, we'll get the update very soon from the AG's office, and then the public would be adequately finished. Is this
something that the ministry is keen on following up for transparency purposes?
Absolutely.
So it doesn't appear that you're just arresting and letting them go for the cameras.
I have that same concern. I've had cause to say that if every day you embark on an operation and you arrest, but the people that you arrest, you do not prosecute them or bring finality to the issues, it's much ado about nothing when you return and then you keep on arresting, because then at the end of the day, the arrest would start looking cosmetic and then they would no longer have any meaningful impact. If you arrest, you have to prosecute, and that is basically our commitment, and all of that would be done. That is an assurance.
On the back of attacks, one time, my producer and I showed a video of these NIMOS operatives in the Ashanti Regional Enclave, where they had to stop because some of these miners wielded certain sticks and other weapons, and so they stopped at a far distance.
Yeah.
Are we made to believe that the current structure of NIMOS does not have what it takes for high-risk zones, and so there's a need for a shake-up?
Absolutely not. If you look at the structure of NIMOS, the public perception, and maybe it is justified, the general impression is that it is constituted mainly of soldiers, but that is not the case. It integrates personnel from all the relevant security outfits. So for this accident, for example, you will see that in the information and the updates we put out, yes, it included 2 policemen, 1 immigration officer, another personnel from the BNI, and of course our departed brother, who unfortunately has gone. He is the military personnel in there. The entirety of NIMOS is not only the military, indeed across board. So all of them coming together form a very robust team that at every given point is competent enough to confront and deal with the illegal miners, except that they have also become a bit obstinate. I'm talking about the illegal miners. Gone were the days when they easily surrounded. Now they have become a bit more combative. They have become very aggressive and confrontational. They think that they have a voice. Wherever they get that momentum and justification from, we don't know, but they feel fired up to
change the tact.
No, they feel fired up to confront. Good news, however, is that NIMOS also has the steam to fire back, not literally, but respond in that same manner. And so we have not had cause to we've not had cause to do any major shake-up in that particular sense. But if we get to a point where we believe that, look, what we are getting to is becoming too hellish, I'm sure we'll do some major adjustments that would appeal to the demand of the day. But for now, you don't also want to get into a zone where now it becomes bloody. We honestly do not want to get there. And that is why consistently we have dismissed the conversation around shooting to kill, because if we get there, I'm sure we'd have another challenge on our hand. So yes, we are being combative, but we're also being very, very careful at the same time, so that, you know, we don't have so much of a messy situation, because already the whole thing is a bit complex. You don't want to complicate it. I don't think so. Yeah.
You say the whole thing is a bit complex. Did we not anticipate this? We've always known this. Is it that we didn't prepare enough?
No, we are adequately prepared. Every day it becomes more sophisticated, and this is why the truth of the matter is that the menace of illegal mining, and the president himself has had cause to make this admission openly and publicly, that it is not really the small boys or the ground troops that we see at the various mining sites. It's the cartel, the established cartel who front and instigate and sponsor. They are the main people. Now, getting to them, sometimes it's a little bit difficult, because a good number of them are connected to those who matter in society. It's very, very complex. If you're managing such an issue, as much as you want to crack the whip, regardless of whose ox is God, you also have to be very, very tactful, so that you even get the right people who are the actual kingpins. Is there a commitment to do that? Yes, we have that commitment to do that. Maybe the results may not be immediate as we expect, but we understand the complication, and we are working to, you know, address it. If you're able to fish them out, I can tell you, and the minister surely has that commitment. Indeed, in all conversations that I personally have had with him, he would always indicate that, look, it's not the people that NIMOS has been arresting. They are not the subjects, really. They are not the big ticket items. Indeed, there are those who really have to be gotten. It's a bit tricky, but we'll certainly get there.
In its complexities and complication, I've heard the Forestry Commission and some members have had cause to complain about the spirituality attached to fighting illegal mining. Is that of concern to you?
It is of concern, but it is not a headache. Of course, they would want to fortify themselves. They would want to prop themselves in a manner that would make them invincible. Is NIMOS up to the task? Absolutely. We have not had any report whatsoever where, within the framework of NIMOS, where they have been rendered ineffective because the illegal miners were operating from a certain spiritual climate. No, there is no extent of spirituality that can dissolve the momentum of a NIMOS task force. We have not had any report of that nature, and we don't think we would ever get there. So yes, that possibility abounds, because like I indicated, they are very, very aggressive now and confrontational. Do we have what it takes to contain them? We do. So for their spiritual antics, it's not a problem at all. Absolutely not a problem.
Very often after NIMOS raids, you'd see that these illegal mining sites re-emerge. I'm sure you have adequate information. You'll be able to ascertain why. Is it sabotage? Is it lack of preparedness as to, okay, after we raid, then what?
So I understand the problem. It looks like we are going around in circles. You go, you come back, the people return. That is why, as of now, plans are far advanced for the full deployment of military personnel, permanent stationing, of course, to all the relevant flashpoints. What we do now...
How many flashpoints are we talking about?
So there are 6 endemic regions, if you may: the Ashanti, Western North, Eastern, Central, and then some part of the Northern Enclave. It doesn't readily come to mind. Now, if you look at all of these regions, there are specific areas too that are very prominent where illegal mining is concerned. What NIMOS intends to do now is to deploy military personnel to be permanently stationed there. That means that they would not move. Let's not forget that
enough capacity.
Yes, we do. We do. In terms of ground troops and men, we do. The only impediments, for the want of a better word now, is the resources, the financial oiling to facilitate that in particular policy. But thankfully, in the budget that was recently read on the floor of Parliament, an amount of 150 million Ghana cedis, which is equivalent, I should think, to some $30 million, has been allocated for that and other related purposes. We want to believe that it is sufficient, though really we would certainly want more, because if you look at the full scale of the deployment plan, really, it's a lot of money. NIMOS needs some. If we're going to effectively, combatively deal with it, don't forget that the minister earlier declared that all the endemic regions are now security zones, but the declaration must be effectualized. After the declaration, there has to be subsequent deployment. It needs money. Maybe all of us perhaps
Are your hands
should,
tied?
in terms of...
You say we need money.
Yes, we do.
We need money.
We do.
Are your hands tied in this fight?
Our hands are not tied, but the quantum of resources that we need, honestly, it's a lot. Because, I mean, if you were to even deploy, let's say, 500 military men to be permanently stationed at the various flashpoints. They were going to be there for, let's say, even 6 months. You're going to feed them, give them allowances, deploy vehicles there, fuel and all of that. If we were to hazard a guess, we'll be looking at numbers that are definitely very, very huge. And so it's not a case that our hands are tied. Yes, we have some sufficient allocations that we are working with, but we certainly need more. And that is why consistently we keep saying that even the private sector, corporate Ghana, and the entirety of the populace must really be supportive, because at the end of the day, the work of NIMOS is focusing on safeguarding the whole environment. It's not just about making a particular government look popular. It's the entirety of the environment. So all of us maybe would have to really show that kind of support, the private sector as well in that regard.
Are you going to employ new ways of tackling this illegal mining? Because on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself?
In terms of the progress that we have made so far, I normally like to focus on the progress conversation from a very comparative standpoint.
Okay.
Effectively, we look at where we were before and where we have gotten now. I need to admit that there is more we can do, but compared to the record and the data of the past, we have done significantly well, such that if I were to settle on a number out of 10, I would say that we are well over 8.5. We are well over, absolutely.
How clear are water bodies? How many of our forest
reserves have been, exactly, valid concerns. Again, like I said, the results that we have on our hands now are not perfect, but gauging it against what we had in the past, it is considerably better. That is why I'm settling on the 8.5. And I'm also settling on it because though we do not have perfect results, there are mechanisms in place that would ensure that perfection in a very short period. For example, you talk about the water bodies, the turbidity levels that have risen. Why have they risen? They've risen because, yes, illegal mining is still ongoing, but beyond that, we've not had the permanent stationing like I mentioned. But for the very first time, NIMOS personnel are going to be permanently stationed along all the water bodies that have been declared as security zones. Once you have that in place, then clearly you are now stopping the bleeding. So the turbidity certainly would reduce. And so for me, I make the assessments based on not just the results on the ground, but the policy propositions in the pipeline. Of course, you can't have everything in one day, because really what we saw over the last 8 years, I mean, the damage you cannot rectify in this very short period of, for example, we've just been in office for 11 months. You may not be able to do it. But you look at what you have done against what you are likely to do written on paper, and you can be hopeful, though not a perfect situation.
Within the next 30 days before we end the year, is the ministry going to employ new ways? I know that there was the Blue Water Guard initiative, NIMOS. Are we going to see additional initiatives?
Measures? As of now, we have not contemplated any new pathway for dealing with the issue. That's because when we review the existing structures, we do not see any defect, I should say, that requires any rectification. All the measures that we have put in place is just a matter of keeping them more oiled and more operational, and so there is no need now for a new policy intervention, because if you look at all the policies, we have done the major things. For example, LI 2462 on the 31st of October, we are in November, right? Yeah. So last month, the minister laid an instrument for its effective revocation. in parliamentary proceedings based on their operational protocols. After 21 parliamentary sitting days, the instrument becomes effective. The last time I counted, I think we are getting there. All right, I think we are somewhere 19, 18 days thereabout. We are taking away the law which the previous administration brought into force that gave room for mining to happen in forest reserves. That is certainly major. Okay, so now when you remove that out of the equation, it means that the burden of mining in forest reserves has effectively been deleted. So look at the progress that we are making. Then we don't have the issue of forest reserves on our hand again. We now come to the water bodies, which have been declared security zones. The deployment program is currently also about to be rolled out by 9 months. It has the blessings of the minister. The finance ministry has given a financial clearance. So you clearly see that we are really going somewhere. So no new measure, I don't think as of now, will come on board. The ones we have are sufficient. Just that we just have to keep going and maintaining the momentum. That's all. That's all I see.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
I'm sure that in the coming days we'll have more conversations, especially on the back of the persecutions.
Yeah.
That's Pakwe Shando. He's Media Relations Officer for the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. When we come back, we'll talk about a Ghana Philanthropy Conference. Stay with me.
the Ministry of Gender and also Youth, there, which have made an indication of a policy that is being developed. So this year round, along the line, we are heading to a point where we can have a more structured infrastructure to measure our impact. So talking about measuring, I think we have made some very positive impact so far.
Okay.
Because last year we even recommended that the government should have a policy for philanthropy.
Okay.
And this year around, because of the scope that we are looking at, we are not just inviting participants or stakeholders from Ghana, but also from West African sub-region. We have some coming from other parts of Africa. For example, the executive director of the African Philanthropy Network is coming. She's in the person of Stigmata Tinge.
Okay.
She's coming to also make a speech. So eventually, we are drawing ideas, we are drawing concept, best practices from around the continent so that we can formidably have an infrastructure that would help us manage the impact of philanthropy in all sectors in the country.
Talking about the impact of philanthropy, over the years, what have been identifiable challenges?
Okay.
The challenges, I would say, we can start by talking about the gaps. We don't have, even though there have been some initiatives that are far advanced in developing the regulatory framework, having a policy that will guide us, we still have the situation where there is supposed to be a mindset change, an orientation in a Ghanaian, environment context. When I say that, what I mean is that in the past we have always depended on foreign funding, so that we always want to see something coming from overseas. Then also, if you are not looking at that, you are looking at government coming to do something for us.
Okay.
But we are at a point where we think that even Ghana is a giving nation. We give in our communities, we give in our institutions, we give a lot. So that if you are able to actually provide a framework for this, and then depend on ourselves, knowing that the country is ours, and then move forward, I think we can stop looking outside. Even though we're kind of looking to have some diaspora coming in, but we are also trying to nurture corporate philanthropy, individual indigenous philanthropy. We're trying to leverage community philanthropy. So we have some community foundations that have been invited also to this event. We are looking at bringing in private sector. It's very, very important. They are very great. They are one of the stakeholders that we want to actually explore as far as this is concerned. We are looking at foundations, individual foundations that could be established to support the work that we do. So we are in to actually have a conversation, as she started, have a conversation, see where the gaps are, see where the opportunities are, so that together, collectively, we can have a framework that will guide our future as far as philanthropy is concerned.
Who is attending?
Okay, so we have lots of inspiring speeches and enlightening talks around the theme. The theme is repositioning domestic resources mobilization as a catalyst for accelerating development. So we have Chief Alasan Andani, the founder of Leadership Vision Strategy Africa. He will deliver the keynote. Nana Oyebampuado, the Deputy Chief of Staff, is our guest of honor. And then we have the CEO of MIDA, Mr. Alexander Mode. He would also deliver a speech. And then there's also a speech from the Vice Chancellor of Pentecost University, Prof. Agyemang Kodua.
When is this conference?
The conference is happening on the 27th and 28th of November.
Oh, so it's a 2-day event?
Yes, it's a 2-day event, this Thursday and Friday at the Avi. It's located at airport in Accra. Yes. And let me also add that...
What time does it start?
It starts at 9:30 each day.
Okay.
Yes. So I also want to add that you need to register. Participants have to register to participate. So there's a link for that, which I'll share before we
Please go ahead. What's the link?
Okay. So the link is ayati.me/GPC25.
Again?
So ayati.me/GPC25. Yes, so you follow the link to register and then to confirm your participation.
Okay, so that's the QR code also?
Yes, that's the QR code also. You can scan it. It will take you directly to the link for you to register and then secure a ticket for this inspiring event.
Is this open to the public? Is this something that I need to pay for to attend, or once I register, is an automatic admission?
So it's open to the public, and registration comes at a fee.
Okay.
So you need to register to confirm your participation and then make payment to be part of the event.
But, Doc, who are you expecting to be part? Is it everybody? I mean, everybody who matters when it comes to philanthropy?
Yeah, we want a public sector to be part, private sector, philanthropic entities within the space, CSOs. We also expect to have community foundation and even some traditional chiefs, also taking part in this. So it's everybody, because philanthropy, it touches everybody.
Okay. For participants, what should they be expecting in this two-day
So
event?
they should be expecting insightful, deep conversations around philanthropy in Ghana. There have also been sessions, masterclass sessions, that have been curated and are aligned with the theme that I mentioned earlier on. So there's a session on creating a local fundraising plan, developing a digital campaign, creating an endowment fund, and then also there's an interactive session on nurturing the next generation of volunteers. We would also talk about how to set up and manage a social enterprise. So there are lots of options for participants to learn about how to leverage how resources can be raised domestically or locally.
Okay. Thank you very much. Doctor, any final words before you go? Why people should come for this conference?
I think philanthropy, like I said, it's for everybody. We all do philanthropy in our small ways. But here is the case that we want to reposition what that is. So we are looking at philanthropy in terms of its impact, the quantum, so that we can give in a transformative way. Not in the small charity, but we can actually make an impact in terms of health, in the health sector, education, and any other sector that we want to.
Okay, so that's Dr. Benuka, Executive Director for the Ghana Philanthropy Forum. So on Thursday and Friday, we're all converging. Where again?
The Avi at airport.
Okay, we're all converging for the Ghana Philanthropy Conference. Register, let's converge. Let's talk about things that matter to our social needs. That's Anita Sario, she's Senior Projects Officer, Star Ghana Foundation. Let's do some celebrations.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you, my love. Ikea Wednesday. May God bless your new age with prosperity and long life from Nana Joa. Happy birthday to them. Happy birthday, Dennis. May you find favor from God and man. Arsenal will have to win a trophy for you soon. Enjoy the best of the day. This is from Jones. Happy super duper birthday. And prosperity. Happy birthday to the synagogue himself, Abu Idris. You have risen, you have proved. to you marking any significant milestone, we say congratulations to you. My name is Lily Mohammed. On behalf of the entire team, we say thank you for staying tuned in. I'm back again at 11:30 with the midday news.